Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. I am honored to be in this occasion with you today. And today, I would like to talk about something that has been a constant struggle in my life. And I know many of you feel the same way as I do when we want to talk about this. But before that, I would like to ask you a few questions regarding to the material today. Do any of you feel familiar with this? Have you seen it somewhere? Yes, you're right. It's about deadlines. You know, I have a constant trouble with deadlines, and I know many of you too. When we were going to do our tasks, the first thing that came up to our mind is about this, the two tasks, and that the clock in here always makes us somewhat feel so nervous while we were going to do our job and finish it. Can we finish it on time? That comes to our mind when we're doing our job or work. You know, people have fear when they see when they saw this number popped out. But we're not going to talk about this, okay? It's just an example that even other people who is very scared of facing deadlines, they actually make a movie based on it. It's a great movie, but it's mostly about war. So let's move on to the next questions. Um, how about this? Which one do you prefer, or which one do you actually use a lot? Yeah, I'm guessing that you actually use the right one rather than the left one, right? Usually, normal people use the left one, but us usually use the second one. So, what was all about this relate to? What was two questions of this relate to? Now we're going to talk about procrastination, the bane of our existence. But I want to talk a little bit about this, and I will give you the definition of procrastination. So, procrastination is defined as the act of delaying or postponing something that needs to be done. It is the art of putting off work or tasks until tomorrow of what can be done today. Many people are familiar with this concept, and it is something that can affect us all. But on a deeper context, what is it? Is it just about delaying or postponing something? And why we are so used to it? Yeah, as I shown you before, procrastination is the action of delaying or postponing something. I want to talk and maybe tell you a story about my freshman year's plan relating to postponing something. So, This is my freshman year's plan. When I want to do my papers, I actually plan it on my laptops and handphones. You know, nowadays there are features that can allow you to make a list on things that you want to do, you want to finish by time, so that we don't have to feel burdened to do it on the due time. And this is my freshman year plan. I would like to start it from little and then going up in the middle and progressively doing it until I finish the task, the paper, before the paper due. Well, that is my plan. But what happened next? What actually happened? Oh, in the reality, most college life, we usually postpone our tasks and papers, presentation, or even taking a video on the due time, near the due time. And you know what feeling that it left us with? Yes, it left us feeling more anxious, feel more burdened to do the job. But what can we say? We have to finish it on time. If we don't finish it on time, there will be consequences. We won't get a good score, and possibly our college life is going to be ruined. So, before we were talking about how can we deal with this, I'd like to show you some procrastinator actors. The people, the thing inside of mind that affect how we make a decision in life. The first one is the rational decision maker. We call it as the team leader. He is the one that takes and think rationally. Usually, he does all the planning, and he is the one who executes the plan. So if we want to do our job or work or paper, the rational decision maker man is the one who actually makes planning like this. And second one is the instant gratification monkey. He is the annoying friend that we all have. He likes fun, mostly. So he keeps interfering the rational decision maker, the team leader, telling him that, you know, it's not fun. Oh, this is the example. When the rational decision maker wanted to do the work job done at the before the due time, the instant gratification monkey just ruin it by saying, no, I want to do something fun. I want to do something that makes me feel good about myself. That is not that burden. That it's not making me feel overwhelmed with the task. This is the real example of it. Well, the only way to get the most of the college classes is to do assignment reading. Well, but no. But the instant gratification monkey just said, no, 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 I don't want to do that. Why? Why do I have to do that? It's so boring. Let's do something fun. So here, He actually gave us another plan to do, interfere with our original plan to do the task very well. For example, when I want to do my task, the instant gratification monkey always said like this. Oh, let's scroll random followers' feeds that looks like a little too weird for us, then we can watch TikTok videos about cooking because you need to learn it somehow in your 20s, and then we'll go read that one book talking about a 100-year-old man who have just run away from his house because he's bored. But by then, it'll be 2 o'clock, and we have an appointment at 4:30. So it'll all be too late to really start any work at that point. And it leaves the rational decision maker. Question. Oh, but I still need to do that job. Uh, and he gave up on that. Okay, so let's go back to the other actors of procrastination. The last one is the panic monster, the supervisor. The good things about this monster is that he always show up at the end. And the instant gratification monkey is very scared of this panic monster because he's the supervisor anyway. He always watch us. He always sit down and watch the instant gratification monkey and rational decision maker doing their job. So when he comes at the latest moment, what happened? A disaster. Of course, a disaster. The panic monster doesn't like where the things go on. He reminds us he's just like the alarm, like the deadlines. Oh no! But we haven't do the things that we need to do. Well, eventually the instant gratification monkey hide behind a tree. And the rational decision maker have to, stir up our minds again to do what we need to do on time. So how can we avoid all this mess? How can we avoid a disaster in our life like this? Well, there are many, many things, right, to fix this habit. And since procrastination is something that affects us all in our different aspect of our life, I can give you a solution to it. So I read about 2 minutes rule in a book that titled Atomic Habits, right? So in this 2 minutes rule, you just need to use 2 minutes of your lifetime, of your time, to actually prepare to do the job that you're supposed to do. So if you have a paper due tomorrow, maybe not tomorrow, but you know, at at least you can just do the first line of the task, the paper, maybe 2 paragraph, write it 2 minutes. Just write it. In this way, we actually affect our brain that we have done it at least a quarter of the job, a quarter way, so that when we try to finish it, we won't actually going to be overwhelmed by the amount of how hard it is. And then the second one is to trick our brain. We can trick our brain by eliminating elements that make us feel overwhelmed. Let's start with the easiest part of the job. For example, if you want to do a presentation, you can just actually search for the material first and then copy paste it on Google document. And when you're going to make the presentation, you just need to open it back again and then maybe eliminate some elements of the materials that you think is too much and put the important points in the presentation later. We can also trick our brain by actually providing what we need to do. So, example, if you have to do work, maybe paper project, right? So, set up your desk like you are going to work. If you don't set up your desk that you're going to work, you don't set up your handphones or maybe your laptops to do the work, and maybe you're going to actually end up opening other apps or social media, for example. The next one is to get rid of distraction. There are so many distractions in our lifetime. As technology evolves, so as human, there are entertainments and many fun things to do out there. Well, how to actually get rid of it? If the distraction is from your mind, maybe you're actually experiencing panic, anxiety, and your mood is really feel like in a bad position. You can get rid of it by maybe taking a little bit of meditation. Also, if you're currently facing a problem, distractions from phone, friends, find a place that feel like you can actually focus on it, on your job, rather than surrounding yourself in distractions. Because it feel, you know, when you want to do your job, keep if there's anyone who keeps interfere with you during the process of you doing your job, then you're going to feel uneasy to do your job, right? If you have your handphone at the table and laptop at the same time, I encourage you to actually hide your phone because it really helps. Even though sometimes you feel like, oh, I'm anxious. What if someone or something important is going to happen to me? And what if someone called me? Well, just put your handphones far away, a little far from your desk so that your mind is not distracted by that and you keep doing your job. And the fourth one is to encourage mind and emotion positively. Like what I said before, when you have anxiety and feel a little bit nervous with this, I would like you to actually prepare for your mind and emotion. Practice meditation. And how to practice meditation are they? Well, you can use back the 2 minutes rule again. Just 2 minutes, not thinking about anything. And it's going to make you feel a little bit relaxed. You don't have to actually feel everything at the same time. And when you feel like you're not ready to do it at the time, but you have to face the deadlines tomorrow, well, at least you can do the 2 minute rule. Just do nothing for 2 minutes. And then make sure that your mind that I'm going to do this, I'm going to do it, and I can't do this. I can do this. Okay, you can. We can. So it's going to be a good habit. After you do four of the point list that I've made, we can make it a new habit. We can actually apply the 2 minutes rule, the trick our brain rule, and getting rid of distraction, encourage mind and emotion positivity. Make it a new habit in your life. By doing all of that, eventually you can break the cycle. So, in conclusion, procrastination is for problems that affect us all. It cannot be escaped, but it is also a habit that we can break. It is a cycle that we can break by generation to generation. And by acknowledging that it is a problem and really taking an action to address it, we can overcome procrastination and become more productive and successful in all areas of our life. I'm Vigilia Gineta Sonica. Thank you for listening to me.